Hello everybody, 6 of Wands tonight for you. How are you all? Are you well? I hope that you are going to enjoy this video that we've got for you this evening. And let me just have a very quick adjustment of my fade level on my camera. Okay, I think it's better that way. So, is everybody all right? Are you ready for this particular tutorial? A nice one. The One family are usually lovely, aren't they? So if anybody wants to join us in this tutorial, I'm just going to paste the link up there, but I'm going to show you on the screen and then we'll dive right in. But do come and say hi. You're very welcome to join us. Okay, so here's the link. So here we are. Hello, good day. How are you, my lovely girl? Passionate Sagittarius here. How are you today? Hope that you are doing well. For some reason, my fade level is really messed up behind me. I'm sorry about that. You see that tiny weeny bit of, it looks like a spirit behind me. It's not. It's the lights reflecting. Who knows why? Okay, right. Nothing's moved, of course, but there you go. 6 of Wands. Well, here we go. This is a scene where we are looking at a man who is wearing a victory wreath around the top of his head. And he's riding a decorated white horse through a crowd of cheering people. So his horse represents strength, purity, and the successful progression of adventure. Move that down. You're so lovely. That was such a nice thing to actually hear. Wonderful, wonderful. So, just again, let's see if we can get that fade level. No, it's definitely not going to. Probably the colours that I'm wearing. So sorry about that. Right. So here's this man, and he's wearing this victory wreath around the top of his head, and he's riding a decorated white horse through a crowd of cheering people. The horse represents his strength, his purity, and his successful progression of an adventure. And the group of people that surround him marks the public recognition of this man's achievements. So the rider's holding an upright wand with a wreath tied to the top. That emphasizes his success and his achievements. He's not afraid to show others what he has accomplished in his life so far. And even better, the surrounding crowd is delighted to cheer him on. Now, some of the meanings of this card is that it appears when you've reached an important milestone or you're achieving a significant goal and you're feeling confident, self-assured, and things are booming. So it's about harnessing your strength and your talents to bring about a happy outcome in your endeavours. And you've made it through all that chaos of that rough ride of the 5 of Wands. So let's think about that. We did our tutorial as in about the 5 of Wands, and the 5 of Wands minimises distractions and been focusing on the tasks in hand. So let's just take a moment and just remember the 5 of Wands was the scene of conflict, competition. So here in this scene, we are seeing that the result of who won the competition. We'll forget that, don't we? You know? And this is the person out of that mock battle that really had the victory of the whole situation. So now those that were in the battle are now the ones that's viewing his victory in the crowd. So he's now got to focus on the task that he was saying he was able to do. So if there were challenges that had been overcome, And now it's about concentrating the energies on the target of what he said he was going to do. So the victory, we've got somebody here that came out of that and said, it's me, it's me. So the Six of Wands suggests that not only have you achieved your goals, but you've got that public recognition for the acknowledgement of your efforts. So you might have recently received an award or a reward which acclaims or recognises who you are from your peers for your work. It might even just be a bit of a pat on the back. But this attention boosts our confidence and it'll give you the strength to continue in your endeavours. So the Six of Wands also encourages us to put ourselves out there and to be proud of our achievements. And so it's about being able to shout from our successes and let everybody know, shout it from the rooftops and put everything there for others to see and cheer you on. We've got to be open to receiving the love and support from the biggest cheerleaders, which in our last card, we assume are the ones that were in the mock battle. So we've got to be open to receiving that love and that support from them when we've succeeded. So it's a time for us to shine. And the Six of Wands is a positive encouragement to believe in who you are and what you've accomplished up to now and so far. And it's about having faith in what you've done and how others will receive it. So this isn't a time to let fear or guilt stand in the way of your success. You ought to be proud. It's a time to hold your head up high and know that you are worthy of this admiration. So often we feel, I'm not an expert. Most experts are an expert in, and I say this a lot, in such a tiny bit of their expertise because it's niched down so much. And that is where we can sometimes feel, I shouldn't be proud. Am I really worthy of this? Do I really know it all? Nobody knows everything. There are people that know a lot about a lot. But an expertise and a victory like this is an important milestone. And so we've got to remember that we're not quite at the finish line. So although it's a victory, you might still have some way to go and the challenges might impede your progress. You've got to take heart and you're supposed to look at those around you that are supporting you and here to back you 100%. If this was coming up in career, work, finances, that sort of area. So if you're looking at wanting to get a new job and the Six of Wands comes up, this is a card of succeeding in the role that you want. So if somebody says to you, will I do well at the interview? Here you go. This is somebody that's going to walk into the interview and be able to confidently talk about their accomplishments with pride. And they might even draw upon recent recognition or awards for the work that they've actually done for previous or even towards the potential employer. In your current job, so that applies to all of us, perhaps in many different ways or not, there's a lot of people working. So the Six of Wands can indicate that you'll receive praise for what you're doing. You're getting that pat on the back. People are actually giving you that feedback. And you might receive a work-related award, or your peers are starting to admire your recent success and those achievements. So it's a really positive card and a positive time, particularly with work. Interviews, this is the card you're looking at. This is like, yep, you'll be successful in any post of application that you apply for. I always like to say it like that. And then that covers everything. So it's like if I'm going to be interviewed by the examination board to see if I'm worthy of the credit I'm looking for, all sorts of things. So yeah, it's a very, very important card when people are asking about career prospects, work, all those kind of things. When this comes up, we've then got to think, well, hang on a minute, I've got to sustain this high performance because it's now expected of me. So the Six of Wands can invite you to create even more success through building your brand and your reputation. And you want to be successful at what you do, but at the same time, you want to ensure that others know about it and give you that recognition that you deserve. So you might need to promote yourself more frequently by sharing your experience and advice with others and encouraging them that they can follow you on a similar journey. And you might soon have great success stories to share within the networks if you don't already have that. So this is about being interested in applying for awards or scholarships to build on your brand or to receive public approval for your endeavours. The Six of Wands suggests that you have received financially, in a financial reading, rewards for your efforts and accomplishments, bonuses, you're earning what you're worth, you're being valued, yes, but not valued like the Empress. You're valued here to do with the fact that you have earned this and you fought that competition like in the Five of Wands, and it might be a performance bonus, it might be a scholarship, it might be a grant or an educational prize. So the reward has little to do with luck. It's nothing to do with luck. It's got everything to do with you and your achievements and very hard work. Now, if we were looking at this card as a personality type, so what are the Six of Wands people like? So somebody says, oh, can you have a look at this person in my life for me? It could be any kind of relationship, friendship, potential romantic, partner or existing partner, or new boss or colleagues or friends, whatever. The Six of Wands is a personality that is achievement orientated. They are well accomplished. They're performance driven and they're recognised by others for their accomplishments. So looking at our figure, if that was personality, we would say that the Six of Wands personality is unafraid to tell others about their successes and victories because they really enjoy being in the limelight and receiving public recognition for something that they are proud of, that they believe in, that they have worked hard and want to do well in. And so it can be a tendency sometimes for them to be a little overconfident, and people may see them as boastful at times. But the Six of Wands just wants to share that positive energy of his achievements to benefit others. Think about that. If we are looking at this card and we're getting questions about relationships and love, if you're looking for a relationship or looking for love, the Six of Wands is a wonderful card because it's about action and it offers wonderful encouragement and suggests that you might find a potential partner soon if you are on the lookout for one. But there's also an element of recognition that you'll be quite proud of yourself for being noticed by this person. You know, it takes us back to high school, doesn't it? You know, it's like, ooh, I feel very proud to be with this person. So it's a victory, see? It's a card of victory, you know? It's like, oh my gosh, you know, out of everybody, it was me. So if you're in an established relationship, the energy is lovely, high vibes and very flowing, very action orientated. If you're a couple, much more likely to give each other that positive action or feedback and appreciation so that you communicate the journey of enhancing each other's self-confidence and pride. It's also possible that you'll be recognized publicly for something that may be associated with that very connection. So, for example, your relationship might get profiled in best couple or a fun event, Mr. and Mrs., little celebration, competition, something where, so if this is coming up and you're already in a relationship, it's probably saying, that the two of you are doing incredibly well and a little bit of, shall we say, positive PR about this relationship. It's all very positive, nothing negative in this card. It's all victory. Okay, we can see the characters in the back that perhaps were not so lucky in their endeavours. And we'll talk about that in a moment. So spiritually, if somebody's asking, am I on the right path? Is this the right thing for me? The Six of Wands suggests gratitude for the encouragement and the inspirations that others give you. So with this card on a higher level, it's about feeling blessed. Let's just go back to this, Isn't that lovely? As we began the show and the video tonight, Passionate Saji said, I'm good and feeling blessed. So exactly what I'm saying on a higher level. This card's about feeling blessed by the universe and sensing that someone is looking down on you and making sure that you've not been forgotten. So the 6 can often, it's a very positive number in tarot, okay? And it's very much about referring to a spiritual background and breakthrough of some sort and public recognition for your spiritual insights and understanding. So am I on the right path? Absolutely. Absolutely. If somebody's asking about, will I be all right? My well-being, I'm feeling a little bit, that's so nice. So lovely, thank you. Love it. Please do comment if you've got something to say, because your contributions are so important to all of us. We all don't, I know people say, I just want to listen. Yeah, but sometimes you've probably got something to say and we'd love to hear it, sharing your victories, your successes, even if they're tiny, tiny, weeny ones or steady ones, it's all feedback, and giving us a point of where you are in the journey is really good. So let's go back to well-being. Somebody's saying, am I all right? Am I sort of, going to do well? Or am I going to be sort of, in a position of doing the right things by myself? Not so much spiritually, but I think what they're saying is this good for me? All right? And sometimes people want to say, what about health? Don't do health. Unless you want to get sued, and you really, that's what doctors are for. And, we are not magicians, and I always say we may work with our psychic ability. We're not psychic. We can't see into people's lives. So let's keep it to well-being and say it suggests that you'll triumph over anything that's been making you feel concerned. Am I all right? Am I doing too much? Am I overdoing it? Am I not exercising enough? Am I exercising too much? You might be somebody that's recovering from an illness and going, I'm really run down. Am I going to get over this? And it's like your overall well-being, if you get this card, will also benefit from lots of good energy and positive vibes from lots of people. So, crikey, let's have a look. Bear with me for a second, folks. I'm going to go on to this bit. I haven't loaded it. I'm really sorry. The keywords are sitting on my desktop. Let me just turn around and say I've got more to say, but it's been one of those days, and I told you the other day was quite a strange old one for me. And yeah, just before I went live, I took quite a tumble and hit the concrete, hit the ground landing. I'm absolutely fine, but it shakes you up, and yeah, I've been moving a little bit slower than I normally would, shall we say. So, right, I can't share that with you at the moment, but hopefully we'll get a chance to, if I can load it up. I was just having a quick look there. Thanks for your patience. Let me give you the keywords. Okay, so this is a yes card. This is success, victory, triumph, achievements, awards, winning, riding high, top of your game, the best of the best, having the upper hand, recognition, promotion, presentations, supporters, applause, sharing your success, self-confidence, self-esteem, pride, campaigns. So it's those keywords that I would have had up there for you, but you've got a few more than I could actually fit on my normal PDF, but that will be up on Tuesday. So yeah, here we have, and it has been busy. Just for your information, everybody, we're not quite there yet, but we went live today properly, even though we had a little test yesterday. A complete brand new revamped website, but due to the nature of making sure that we do not just come along and talk about the victory of a new look website and the new updated courses, they're all up there. I can't show you because I've not had the time. My priority was to make sure that the call button was working for customers and that we had as much as possible, and we are human, so let's hope that we got as much right as we could. The new look website that hopefully is running tons faster, much clearer, but the courses have been completely updated. What does that mean? They've got a new look on intermediate and advanced, so it looks different. However, the whole website's been updated, and the courses for the court cards have been completely extended. So if you bought those, you can go straight back in, and what you saw before, you've now got extra, all thrown in because we wanted to completely update the look and that information. And I used the court cards and I separated my courses so that you could really concentrate on what you wanted. So if you wanted to do the method, you must do intermediate followed by advanced. If you want to know more about the cards and dig deeper, because these tutorials are helping you and you want to actually go in there and learn about the wands, just do the course on the wands. And I tell you, I did it from 1 to 10 so that the court cards are all together. I'm getting a message here, sorry. It's going to be one of those days, folks. I am trying to now find my comments. Where's that gone? Sorry, everybody. Thank you very much. The new website's really nice. You've been working on the courses the last 2 days. Brilliant. Go on, I know what you've got, but let's share it with the viewers, which courses you've actually been doing, if you'd be so kind. So yeah, a lot of people, and I know in the past what people have done is they've actually done the intermediate and they've done the advanced because they were so excited about the method. And then they've gone, I'm now going to go back and I'm going to do the court cards because I need to know more, please. That's exactly, you can do it in any order. But yeah, you can buy the advance first if that's what you want to do. But let me tell you, part one's missing, you know, and I've tried to put it as clearly as possible. So I really do hope you enjoy it. But no, I have nothing to show you simply because we wanted to make sure that the gubbins was working, i.e. you are the customer and it's actually doing what it wants. Even our call button, made that transfer over, new email addresses, blogs on there. I do want to mention this actually. I don't talk about my blogs. Here we go. I'm going to put that up. She's doing intermediate. And just started the advance. Congratulations. How are you feeling now that you're actually doing that? The method, I know you've just started up, but how are you feeling? Are you feeling, you know, that this is something that you can keep going back to at home, on your own, whatever you want to do, share it with your tarot buddies or friends, whatever you want to do. How are you feeling about it? So my point being that, yeah, we've got this new website up because we wanted it all to run faster. My team has been absolutely working around the clock with me. We were there till midnight last night. This is what I say, you know, and yeah, I've been a bit slower than normal because I'm a bit slower due to the fact that I just took a tumble the other day and everything's just got a... It's sore. Simple as that. If you land. So I'm going to talk about what if this guy falls off his horse in a minute. So you can all turn around and go, I was very lucky. I'm not complaining at all. I'm just saying it slowed me down. And right before the show, I just came in and we're doing a show. That's fine. So yeah, we'll get there. So this man's on horseback. I was telling you something. I've lost my thread. What was I saying? Somebody can remind me, please do. So the man's on horseback, isn't he? And suddenly he's appearing and all hell's breaking loose. Yeah? So why? Because all these people are rowdy. If they are, you know, if you're going through a crowd, people are making a noise, they're whistling and clapping. And so this might be quite a noisy environment for that horse. And so this white horse looks as if, look how elegant that horse is. It's telling you something. And it's prancing around as if it's dressage on tippy toes. Always look at that because it gives you, it's graceful, it's elegant. Describe what you're seeing in the cards. You know, this is when we're doing our intuition. You can have all the meanings in the world, and that's really important for you as a technical reader. I call myself a technical reader. Yeah. But looking at it, it's really, really, really coming together when you are in a position of being able to ride a horse in triumph. But the crowd could actually be doing something to the horse. So we'll think about that. I'm just getting a message. I really want to look at this. Knowing the detail of the houses, astrology is now helping me to link it all together and incorporate it in the readings. Definitely what I wanted to know. That's absolutely fantastic. So you can actually see there's a place to go. Look at work. Here we go. Just like an astrologer does. You see, and although I'm learning astrology, I know the houses and all the rest of it. I'm learning transits. I'm learning how to use a chart. So, you know, I've always done astrology, but I'm really going for it now. But I'm certainly not in a place of victory because I'm still battling midway, like the 5. So knowing the astrology, and, you know, just keep going and going and going. And, you know, on here, if there's anybody that's doing the courses that would actually like to say, well, I'm doing the same, I'd like to hear what you say. I, a tarot partner or buddy, whatever you want to call it, talk to each other. You know, that's what you do. As in, on here, that's what we're here to discuss. So if that's what you want to do, of course. So that's absolutely lovely. You know, I don't even think I paid her to say that, and I haven't. I know what you mean. I'm just so pleased. I remember Sandra last year saying exactly the same thing. I know that Fee turned around and said it gave her the confidence to be able to feel that the pressure became less because it was the system told her what to say, and then she could add to that with her own thing. Intuition, that's what I think I was talking about. So yeah, your intuition. Once you've got the confidence with how to put it together, you'll plug into your intuition combined with everything that you know, and that's where you become an absolute star. And when you are talking confidently because you trust and you believe in what you're saying because you know it's right, like you went to school and it's like, that is how you write, the cat's out on the mat. Nobody can argue with it. May not be the neatest, but it's how you write it. You feel better. And when you feel better, that person feels that from you, and then you can, it doesn't matter whether you're doing online, phone, whatever it is, they will connect with you because they feel you're the one for them. You know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, you're not apologising for anything. Remember, we are all constantly bringing pieces together. You know, I've got a deck that I use all the time these days because my clients love it. And the system I use, they absolutely love the technical side. They are customers. I read for them. They're not learning it. They don't want to learn it. They want me to look at their lives with them and challenges and responsibilities in their lives. But what happens is they get that depth and I go, I've got a new deck and this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to use this deck today so you might notice a difference. Is that okay, or would you like me to use the deck that I normally use for you? And I normally choose a deck according to who I'm reading for. I don't announce it. I just go, you know, I use this for so-and-so, that for so-and-so. Or if you've asked me something very different, we're going to look at it in a different way. Or I'll give them the choice. Do you want me to use this deck that I normally use? And they go, whatever, usually. But they request when I read with, I am advertising text at the moment. I don't get anything from it, don't worry. Last week I was talking about the symbology that I've not yet seen because I've not got my hands on that deck, which is the music one. The deck that I am discussing that gives more depth is called the shuffle deck. And there are two versions, the shuffle deck A and B. Have a look at it, Passionate Saturday, if ever you can get your hands. I believe it's on eBay. It's about because I sent away for it a couple of years ago. Must be now. And I collected it not this Christmas gone, but the Christmas previous. So I just can't get things delivered here, custom drills through the boxes to see what's inside. So can't have nice things spoiled, can we? So I have to rely on somebody that flies over and brings it to me, or it's one of those things that I have to wait until I visit my folks. So there you go. So the shuffle deck, it combines images, and I'm going to say it as I think they do, which is you will get a combination of characters turning up, like the Emperor sitting no, let me say it this way, the Fool sitting on the Emperor's throne. So now you've got a combination of the Fool plus the Emperor's energy in one card. Now, they're not all like that. Sometimes you will see a minor card combined with a major card. So it's a fabulous deck. And you might go, where's that from? There's a couple where I've gone, There's a different drawing on there. So different decks can puzzle me, excite me, like I hope they can for you. And that's where the thrill of it all is. So I totally get it. So one of the decks that I would really recommend for someone that's excited to go, now this is a puzzle. And I sat there on my own for a while and went, love this. Wow, what's going on here? So the shuffle deck, A and B. No, I haven't got it on the screen. No, I'm not trying to sell it. No, nothing like that. It's quite difficult to get because it does come from another country and you have to wait. Okay, so let's go back to this card. This horse is dressed in ceremonial rugs of green, gold and red. And remember, that all means something. Okay, and the horse is an incredible creature. Look, like a dressage, a thoroughbred. So there's something really lovely going on here. And if we look, his coat is glistening and his thick tail looks like it's swishing backwards and forwards in some decks. He's quite enormous, and so that means power, and you could be forgiven to think that, well, a crowd would probably maybe even say, how spectacular is that horse? Doesn't matter. You know, it's a bit like saying, oh, they're not looking at me, they're looking at my horse or, you know, my scooter or my bike or my car or whatever it is. Yeah? So look how the expression on the horse is. But the man that's riding on his back is perhaps the cause of all the excitement. But the excitement, well, you never know. He's tolerating his rider, but you never know. He might decide he's got something else in mind. You know, it's noisy, could be an unpredictable situation. I sometimes pride before a fall. So dressed in a long, flowing, deep, sort of tan, orangey coloured robe, our rider sits or figure with tan leather boots and gloves. And all those colours mean something. And he's holding his head proudly and haughtily. We cannot see that, but because of their height and they're all of a similar level, one assumes, according to all the research I've ever come across, that they are standing. But you know, if you want to see it that they are riding, but maybe riding on, you know, I doubt they're riding because they are so close. It probably wouldn't be working, would it? You know, probably quite dangerous to be clashing into each other. We've already had that with the 5 of wands. So he's wearing a large laurel wreath, as I mentioned, on his head, sign of victory. And his wand is firmly grasped in his right hand. Okay, lots more symbology about all this kind of thing on the courses. I can't give you everything here. Sorry, there are some things I have to kind of say, you know, we'll limit what we're telling you here. But I tell you a lot, as I think you know. So on top of the wand, there's another wreath, and it's fastened with a bright red ribbon. And that matches the horse's bridle, okay? And that can be for identification. But wreaths symbolically represent victory and success. Think of the Grand Prix. Wreath around here, yeah? The wand is held in the right hand, and that's symbolising his triumph. So it's just a little bit there, and connected with his outer world. And so he is the one that everybody's acknowledging. Maybe the horse thinks it's him, and maybe it is a little bit, but they're there for a reason. So this guy probably is enjoying the limelight and being centre stage. He's fought hard for it, hasn't he? And if we look, he's actually carrying 2 wreaths. Okay, so that's because One's on his head and one's on his wand. Don't forget, everybody, that the Ace of Wands is what everybody's holding. So when we began talking about the Ace of Wands, it's that spark of inspiration. Well, everybody in this scene has had that spark of inspiration, and theirs didn't come to as much as this fellow. He was the one that got the victory out of the whole scenario, the whole competition, if you like. He was the one that was victorious. So we go back to the Ace of Wands, where everyone who draws that card gets that. And the other point being is what you do with that. We're all given an equal chance. It may not all be, you will get your Ace of Wands on Monday the 1st of the month. It might be different people, different times, different, situations. A bit like your horoscope. We don't all have the same things written in our horoscope. We see that if you're this or that or the other, you're going to get this today, you're going to get that, this is good for you, this is not so good for you. We all get a fair nothing stays the same. Everybody gets a cycle of life and how it flows with its twists and turns. So, that wreath on his head suggests his personal victory and his achievement and his success. While that wreath that's on his wand is the reward for his loyal supporters who have helped him to get to this point in his journey. So, gratitude as well. And he knows how to play the crowd. And it's very much, good PR, isn't it? Public recognition. So this man's appearance and posture, again, if you're reading for somebody and getting this, it's telling you about them, where they are now. But it depends where it is in your position, and it also depends what the major card is. So you might have somebody that's the saboteur of that. What I mean by that, you might be getting one of those cards where you're not doing yourself a favour and you're your own saboteur. A bit like the hangman, I've got this chance, but I'm just going to sit there and do nothing. I want to look at every perspective. And it's like, you might actually not win the competition if you sit on the fence too long. Yeah? So it's that kind of thing. So this man's appearance and posture do suggest his strength and self-confidence at the moment. Remember, none of us are like that permanently. It's an aspect. So both he and the horse are dressed up for the show. A bit like we turn around and go, I don't turn up in what I'm working in all day. Nobody sees me, so, gild the lily before I come on. But, so that you don't see me looking washed out. Who wants to sit and look at that? So just turn around and freshen yourself up, don't you? It doesn't mean you're permanent like that. It's an aspect of us. So even though this horse looks like he's also incredibly graceful and elegant and proud, let's look at that. It looks as if the man's not really holding the reins with both hands. We know that he's not. He's holding that Ace of Wands that was his Ace of Wands that's won him his victory in his right hand. So the horse is accepting that his, and this is where you'll hear my northern accent, master, yeah, rather than master. His master, he's allowing it and accepting that that's okay. And that's because the two of them are on the same vibe. There's some sort of connection. So there's a connection going on here. Now, we don't know what the connection is with those behind. Or he's sitting one way, to the left of him, I'll say, in our figure. We don't know. We can't, but we also can't see the expression of the rider's face, can we? You know, he looks, his whole stance is elegant, confident, and it looks like he's riding high. And it looks as if these people are like, yay, well done, you know? A lap of honour, you know? All his hard work and effort. It's like, you know, I've put all this in, and it's really good to actually get that support from others, that acknowledgement. We all need to feel that pat on the back. We really do. It's important. And, you know, not everything is about the fact that we've got to keep working really hard to just keep doing that Groundhog Day. There has to be something in it where we definitely start to feel that that was worth it, that we are valued. And so this is him feeling like he's a popular guy at the moment, worthy of his success. And as I said, he's all clean and scrubbed up and, you know, looking as if he is deserving of that part. Nothing too fancy, but he looks like a great sportsman. And his opponents are now acknowledging his superiority over them. And so they are walking behind him, pretty sure of that, while he's mounted. And they've put all their differences to one side to celebrate that they've all gained something out of this. We've now got a leader. And so this man's sitting on horseback, and he's now saying, right, okay, I'm now going to let this day be that I bask in the glory of this. But obviously I've got to keep it up. And amongst all the competition or the opponents, it's an unspoken understanding, because there'll be, of course, you know, he's a champion, but there'll be more battles to come to fight in the near future, because he's got to keep it up, because the game will be up for grabs once more. You see, it's another cycle. But we should enjoy it. We shouldn't worry. You know, we need to be able to know it's worth it, what we feel, it's a sense of pride, a sense of confidence. And, you know, people say, oh, you know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to think, people think I'm proud and smug. Well, yeah, I think we're all aware of not being too cocky or arrogant. And it's important that you're able to look at the fact that he deserves to be able to walk amongst those that stood a fair chance, and he must really just keep sight of the original goal and must show the world that he's not just a one-hit wonder. He's got to deliver on the promises that he made, whatever they are, we don't know. But the ground is very far away from where he's sitting right now. And as I said to you, pride can come before a fall. So we mustn't get carried away, but you mustn't dampen it down either. You know, and it's that fine balance, isn't it? Allowing yourself to actually have that pat on the back. So they'll be watching and observing how he's handling it while he's at the top, and they'll be looking at his strategies and whether he makes any mistakes. So although we're in our moment of victory, one must be wary. It's a cut-through situation in competitions, which we assume it was, because the battle of 5 of wands. And so there's always going to be constant sort of newcomers appearing on the horizon who'll be sharper and more dynamic. And although the crowd appears to be giving them full backing, there's probably not everybody's face kind of, you know, we look, one's looks like a woman there, just behind his back, the first figure behind his back or his cape. A person looks as if, oh yeah, I'm looking, but I'm also looking over there as well, a bit distracted. So, and right in front of you is that the moment to be looking away already, a bit distracted. Oh, it's great, but you see? So, that can make us... how many of us have actually done a performance at school, on stage, or whatever it was, and you put all the effort in, and when you look at that audience, they're not looking, and that makes you feel like, is that because we're not good enough? Then you get stage fright, because you are not concentrating on what you're doing, your mind's wandering, you're not in control of what you're doing. And that's what happens when we're a reader. Stage fright. Well, fine, until you kind of go a bit thinking this, but that, you can't go there. You've got to be, this is how it is. This is the Six of Wands, this is what I've got for you, this is where you are. And, and sometimes people say, oh, I identify with the envy of the people below. Well, maybe you did, but when you get this card, you are not a person that's standing in the crowd. The Six of Wands is the victory. Sorry about that, but it is. All right? So we can't see his full face and we can't see his eyes. So it's hard to determine what this man is doing, and is he concealing anything? Maybe he can't even look us in the eye. Who knows what he did to get to that level? We don't know, do we? We all say well done, but we know that competitions are not always everything that they could be. So the world will move fast and quick, and today's news of this victory will be ancient history tomorrow or the day after. So go with it while it's there, because it'll only be as good as the day that it happens. So yeah, sometimes people say, oh, I've got to keep it up now. Well, you say that to yourself. You don't want others to say that, You do need to actually have that adoration. And so it is a yes card. It is about success being yours. It is about the fact that you've won the day. And the Six of Wands, when it comes up in the spread, does suggest victory. And what you've been pursuing or what you've been fighting for, you've achieved it. It required hard work, endurance, perseverance, and a lot of strong will and determination. And you've probably put in the effort and you've been rewarded well. There's no battle anymore, but it's time to start building on what you're doing for the future and using the strategies. So it's about receiving the praise and that acknowledgement for what you've rightfully earned. You've beaten the rest, you've been declared the best. And it's like, first prize, you're at the top of your game, and the cup's yours, and the awards are forthcoming. So you need to accept that applause and those compliments. But we know that it won't go to your head, because you don't want the temptation of going, right, somebody could actually come along and be sharper than me, and they'll achieve more than I can. So staying at the top can be pretty tough, we know that. But don't dwell on that, enjoy your moment of glory. It's time to hold your head up high when you get this card and feel incredibly proud of your achievements. You've worked hard. Wands, action, work, things that you've done. So the Six of Wands, when it appears in a reading, suggests that you're incredibly passionate in a certain area of your life, and you're putting all the effort in, and you should feel confident, and you should allow your self-esteem to be on the rise. You've got enough self-belief to convince others of your goals and ambitions. The skies are clear. And it's not because you are blagging it or winging it, it's because you've worked for it, which suggests a trouble-free time ahead. It's a thumbs up. So the Six of Wands is always a yes card, a thumbs up again, that thumb up saying yes, yes, yes. And also, this is a card of displaying leadership qualities. It's about enthusiasm, motivation, drive, that not only are you doing well, but you're inspiring other people to get on board with you. And so any battles or differences are put to one side, and everyone's got the capabilities to actually have the project's best interests at heart. And now that you've proved yourself, you'll find that people do want to work with you instead of against you, because they realise that the goal that you had ultimately will assist them in their life. And so it's a win-win situation. Everyone's benefiting from this situation by now supporting and sharing things with each other. So there's a lot to this card, isn't there? It's about having a leader. And yet we know it's not permanent and always. Nothing is. Nothing was like that. Not at all. It's all to do with the fact that the imagery of the Six of Wands is, for this period of time, this is how it is. And the person having the reading absolutely deserved this through their hard work. Why we are in the suit of Wands. Action, work, careers. So, there is so much when you get this card. Don't focus on doubting your abilities. Remember, nobody's going to be cocky, but you don't know everything. So allow yourself to enjoy this success that you've earned up to now. And it's a very balanced situation all around you. So it's a very, very wonderful experience to be able to say that, you know what, you've come to the top and you've beaten the stiff competition now. So Six of Wands often represents the fact that you have been successful and you were prepared and have done all the necessary hard work. So I'm going to say to you all, please go and have a quick look at the website, as in at some point. And we'll have things to show you. Thank you so much, Passionate Saji. It's absolutely lovely to have you along. Really is. And it sounds, I can hear that you're talking about the fact that knowing the houses, and take your time, enjoy them, get to know them, write them down, or don't move on until you've got one, or whatever it is. That there's a million ways to do things. But sometimes having more pieces of the puzzle is so much easier than being denied. And we all think, oh, I don't need all of that. It's like I was talking the other day and saying, please don't limit yourself by just pulling the odd card. You need to see the whole story. And the whole story is a major arcana. And minor arcana telling you how you're getting on in those areas of your life. And it's really, what we do in our spread. So, sorry that I did not put the keywords up, but I gave them you, and I gave you more than I would have been able to put up. So, thank you very much for your company tonight. Lots of news as in about the website there, and normally I really do just stick to a really tight tutorial, but there's a lot in that card and it's quite exhausting to keep talking for an hour. and I know you chat to me on here, but I do feel that people are busy and it's the wrong time of day for people to be able to watch it all. So do let us know. Put it in the comments if you're actually watching the replays, of course. But until next time, next Thursday, when we're doing our next card in the One Family, or better still, Tuesday, when I see you to show you how we can combine this card and how we can get some more meanings about how to read that in a spread. So by using pairs, of course. In one day, you are now connecting up. I was trying to say to you that in a way, I really hope that you can understand why I find it very hard when somebody goes, oh, I've got 1 card, I've got 3 cards, I've got 5, and it's like you are denying yourself and the person you're reading for the information about their life or your life. And people go, oh, you're not supposed to. Who said so? This is a whole system. It's like astrology. One looks at one's life, and yes, please, please, please know that when you've got the system, it is so easy because you have all of that information in front of you. We'll try and put a little video together or something like that for next week. It really was more important that anyone using this site was actually able to get their call, to get their course, to get what they were actually looking for on the site, and that was all working. And we were only down for a couple of hours, and everybody contacts me on WhatsApp anyway, so I was able to inform them. But for anybody that's visiting for the first time, please let us know how you think about it. We put a lot of work into actually letting you know that we have refreshed it all for you. So have a beautiful weekend because it's Thursday. I hope you had a wonderful solar eclipse and enjoy. Have a really, really good weekend, everybody, and rest well. Okay, till Tuesday or Thursday next week, I say bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.